Next time you're watching your favorite show or movie, pay attention to the sound effects. There's an actor of sorts behind the scenes that may be just as important as any actor in front of the camera. Award winner Sanaa Kelley uses objects to create sound effects you may not even notice. And I got a tour of her studio. A car door, a rotary phone, and an old Barbie doll may not appear to have anything in common.
So if they crack knuckles, I could just use their knees.
But they're all props favored by Foley artist Sanaa Kelley.
I did not know anything about Foley when I first started doing it. I was really confused that this was even a job.
That job is to envision how to use items like these to create everyday sounds that you hear on television and in film.
If someone's walking, someone put their hands down, scratching their hair, touching keys, that's all Foley.
Kelley is prolific in her field, with an extensive list of credits including Ted Lasso, Only Murders in the Building, Shameless, Avatar: The Last Airbender, and the critically acclaimed series Shōgun, which won her an Emmy.
I had to learn to re-walk. So basically, to shuffle your feet and not move in front of the mic was really difficult. So the way to do it, if you get your knees and put them together, and then you could do little scuffies. And anytime they go like this with their arm, I have to do cloth for it. Anytime they sit, cloth. It was just so detailed.
You put as much thought and consideration into how to replicate these sounds as actors do and how they deliver their lines.
Yeah, we're like acting with sound.
To give people a peek behind the curtain, Kelley started posting her work on social media. Her videos have raked in millions of views.
Were you surprised by the level of interest that people had in what you do for a living?
Yeah, I'm like, are you crazy? Why are you watching me work? What's wrong with you? And they're like, what's the most unusual thing? I'm like, everything is usual.
Born in Morocco, Kelley moved to the United States at a young age and originally wanted to become a doctor.
It was just like, you know, math, science makes sense. Art wasn't my thing.
While pursuing a medical degree and working as a barista, she met her ex-husband, a sound engineer.
He's like, you know, you should come by the studio and, you know, see me work. I'm like, oh, okay. So when I went to the studio, he had a full post-production place and I saw him do Foley. I'm like, oh, that's really great. So I picked up the yellow pages called every studio in the area in Studio City. I'm like, you know, I make a really good coffee. Would you mind if I come and sit down and watch? I got a million no's. And one studio said, sure. Welcome to my playground.
Eventually, she traded a science lab for the Foley studio, using everyday objects to create completely unrelated sounds. Here, a bag of cornstarch becomes snowy terrain. A small pine cone turns into the sound of scattering bugs. And a creaky chair turns into, let's just say, intimate noises.
But it sounds better here if it's against wood, right?
I even got to try some Foley myself.
Make your ocean.
Make
your
ocean.
waves.
Okay, here we go. Right?
Yeah. I want a sound of like, you were trying to create it with a sword, like a whoosh sound.
Like a sword slicing through the air?
Just, yeah, just whoosh.
Right?
There you go.
Do you ever stop and think to yourself that when you imagine your life, that this wasn't the career that you imagined?
I do think a lot about that. I started, you know, to be a doctor and somehow Foley pulled me back in. I am very thankful. A door closes just to have another door, another window. Everything happens for a reason.
She is fascinating.
One of the things I love about being a journalist is educating folks. And I think it's so fascinating that we hear these movies all the time and we don't know that these sounds are not actually what our eyes are telling us.
It's like, why do my snow walks not sound like they do in the movies?
That's right.
And how she comes up with these sounds.
Yeah, she's amazing.